All right, guys, we're going to get started. Hey, do us a favor, retweet the show. If you're watching on Twitter, heart the show if you're watching on Twitter and retweet it so your followers can get to know the show. If you're watching on Facebook, can you hit the like button now for us and leave a comment in the comment section whereabouts you're watching. I don't need your exact address, but let us know whereabouts you're watching, and we'll highlight your name and answer any questions you may have. If you're on LinkedIn, let us know you're watching on LinkedIn. YouTube, leave a comment or give us a thumbs up or subscribe. Better yet, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button now. Subscribe to the show. A lot to cover on the program. I think a pretty impactful move on the horizon here with Salvage Brewery opening across from Birdwood Golf Course. Salvage Brewery is moving its operations from Woolen Mills to across from Birdwood. Hunter Craig developed that little building, that little strip, where a lot of the Ivy Square Shopping Center tenants moved to. It's across from the Bel Air neighborhood, right next to Pediatric Associates West, next to Bel Air, the fantastic sandwich place. Salvage Brewery is moving there. We're going to talk about that on today's program. Look at the screen for the headlines, in fact. We'll talk Natalie Oshrin. Judah, are you buying or selling? I'm going to throw this to you before the show starts. Are you buying or selling that Natalie Oshrin has a chance to get on council? What do you think?
Well, considering the picture of her and Dave Norris, I'd say she's got a chance.
You're saying the photo that Dave posted from a wedding that he officiated at Pippin Hill over the weekend where Natalie was helping to execute. That photo that's circulating on the interwebs.
Yeah.
I think she has a chance as well. All those topics and more, guys, today on the I Love CVille show. We can rock and roll when you're ready, Judah.
Quiet on the set.
All right, guys, good Monday afternoon. I'm Jerry Miller. Welcome to the show. It's the I Love CVille show. Thank you kindly for joining us. A pleasure to connect with you on a show presented today by Scott Wagner of Scott Wagner Integrated Medicine. I've seen firsthand, literally firsthand, this guy really impact people's quality of life through his many safe, strategic, healthy solutions to improving your physicality. Your physicality, how you carry yourself, your body, your gait, your walk, everything. Scott Wagner Integrated Medicine, really making an impact. Salvage Brewery is heading to Ivy Road. This is pretty big news here. Salvage Brewery is moving its location this fall from Woolen Mills and the Wool Factory, and it's heading to Ivy Road across from Birdwood Golf Course, across from the Bel Air neighborhood, next to Pediatric and Associates West, in the new rehabilitated shopping center owned by Hunter Craig that now features many of the tenants formerly of Ivy Square Shopping Center who moved down the road to the strip of shops across from the golf course. This is a big time announcement, a big time move. It's going to impact Woolen Mills, the neighborhood. It's going to impact the Wool Factory. It's going to impact Ivy Road. It's going to have a lot of cause and effect, which we'll try to unpack today on the talk show. I also want to talk on the talk show if Natalie Oshrin has a legitimate shot of winning a spot on council. We are now 63 days away from the June 20 primary, the Democratic primary in the city. 3 spots on council are up for grabs. Lloyd Snook and Michael Payne, the incumbents. Deshaun Cooper, Bob Fenwick, and Natalie Oshrin, they are the challengers. Sina McGill is choosing not to run for re-election. 3 spots, 5 candidates. You got to think Payne and Snook with the incumbency, with the name recognition of being an incumbent, are favorites here. Who's going to get the 3rd spot? Oshrin, Cooper, Fenwick. Buy or sell, Natalie Oshrin can win on June 20th. I'll give you that answer. And I want to tell you something. If you have yet to make the Lazy Parrot on Pantops and seen their recent renovation and or expansion, it is quite impressive. The Lazy Parrot Grill on Pantops has expanded yet again. Kevin Kirby, Cassie Kirby, that family continue to take this brand and this shopping center and continue to prove that you can run a family atmosphere sports bar with fair prices and good service and good bar food in a shopping center that for the most part has been an afterthought. Lazy Parrot is now expanded. They have cornhole boards. They have a fantastic outdoor setting. Can you find any photographs of that expansion online, Judah? Let me see if I can. If I just put into Facebook search, Judah Wickhauer is our director. Why don't we go to the two-shot and welcome you to the show so folks can see you on the talk show. You're a key contributor to the program. It's come so far. The reason I talked about this, we went there on Sunday, yesterday, my family, my wife, and our two boys, and she had a Cassie Delight, which is a turkey and Swiss on a pretzel roll. It's a fantastic sandwich with waffle fries. I had a Cassie Delight with mac and cheese. Our son had a fantastic, what did he have? Chicken fingers, I want to think? No, he had a grilled cheese. We had a couple of Cigar City High Life. Dude, the place is fantastic. He's got 4 cornhole boards out there. He's got the best cornhole setup at the Lazy Parrot in Central Virginia. 4 cornhole boards, all legitimate length, side by side by side by side. Legitimately, you can have a cornhole league there. He's got an expanded outdoor patio area with fans and outdoor TVs, an outdoor patio area that would put any outdoor patio area in Charlottesville or Albemarle County to shame. He's got legitimately 2 bars, including a massive horseshoe-shaped bar and a smaller bar. He's got more TVs than I think any sports bar, any bar in... This might be a trivia question for the show. What restaurant and bar in Charlottesville or Albemarle County has the most televisions? What comes to mind, viewers and listeners? Carol Thorpe, Bill McChesney, Kevin Yancey, Kevin Higgins, Janice Boyce Trevelyan, Lisa Costello, Vanessa Parkhill. What restaurant in this area has the most televisions inside for sports viewing? It very well could be the Lazy Parrot. Can you think of any? Curtis Shaver.
No.
Jules. Seriously, I have a sincere question, because the TV question is going to be a common theme today. Salvage Brewery, they're moving from Woolen Mills to Ivy Road. The reason they're moving from Woolen Mills to Ivy Road is because Salvage Brewery on the weekends is shut down as a brewery because the space is used as an event space. Their area at the Wool Factory is prioritized first as an event space. It's a beautiful space. It's a gorgeous, magnificent space. But it's a wedding event space first. Rehearsal dinners, events, big-time evenings, stuff of memories. That's what the Wool Factory, Salvage Brewery, what they're doing over there. So they said, why don't we move the brewery away from the event space? Because the brewery is damn good. The beer is fantastic. The food is excellent on the menu. Have you had the flat burger at Salvage Brewery yet?
I've never been there.
You've never been to Salvage?
No.
Salvage is fantastic. One of the places we feel comfortable, my wife and I, bringing our 2 boys, one 5 years old and one 4 months old. Fantastic crinkle-cut fries, fantastic IPAs, fantastic flat burgers like Riverside. It's fantastic. But the brewery shuts down when they do events on the weekends. So they said, why don't we move, if we can put the lower third with the topics on screen, if we could, why don't we move the brewery from the Wool Factory to Ivy Road? Their sister company is Grit Coffee. And right now, Grit Coffee, its coffee distillery, where it makes the coffee, is located in the back of the shopping center that is home to Comer & Company. and a lot of the merchants like Kenny Ball Antiques that moved from Ivy Square Shopping Center to Hunter Craig Shopping Strip. So they're going to go from the Wool Factory to Ivy Road to where Grit Coffee currently distills its coffee. Grit Coffee is going to move locations. And one of the things they said in their announcement, and we have photos that we can put on screen for the viewers and listeners and a location. Let us know when we can put that on screen, J-Dubs, if we could. But one of the things they put in their announcement is we're going to prioritize TVs at this new spot. Look at the screen. There's a map of where Selvage is moving. Everyone look. Now we have some renderings of the inside of Selvage, of what it's going to look like on Ivy Road. You got those? I think this is going to kill it, dude. I think this is going to kill it. It's going to be an elevated sports bar on Ivy Road across from the Boar's Head and next to Farmington. Across from the Bel Air neighborhood, across in the Meriwether School District, Murray School District. There is so much money in this area. There are so many people coveting, craving, begging for an elevated sports bar like this. Here's what I think is going to happen because of this. Viewers and listeners, listen up. Selvage Brewery going to Ivy Road. It's leaving the Wool Factory and the Woolen Mills neighborhood because the owners of Selvage Brewery have to close the brewery many times on the weekends for special events, private events associated in large part to the wedding industry. They said this beer brand we've made, Selvage Brewery, has taken off and it deserves a permanent spot that does not have to close when we have private events. So it's going to move it across town from the Wool Factory to Bel Air. And it's going to replace Grit Coffee, which just happens to be the sister restaurant of Selvage, the sister business, the sister brand, excuse me. It's going to go into this new spot. It's going to have TVs. It's going to be an elevated sports bar. It's going to have an approachable menu. It's going to have large space for families. It's going to be directly across from the Boar's Head Resort and Birdwood Golf Course. It's going to be next to Farmington. It's going to be right around a bunch of high-dollar neighborhoods, and it's going to be an area of town that has disposable income and families begging for this type of dining and drinking experience. This is going to crush it. This is also going to influence, I think, Birdwood Golf Course to pick up its clubhouse and its grill area because that spot has tremendous potential. The Birdwood Grill, which is open to the public, could be a fantastic sports bar in its own right if it had better TVs and just a little more TLC, if you may. The only sad or aspect of this, the only non-positive aspect of this is there's going to be folks in Woolen Mills and those that work for Willow Tree Apps that have likely lost their walk around the corner bar in Selvage.
Yeah, no doubt.
They said they're going to take the workshop, the little point of sale that they have at the Wool Factory, and put 3 or 4 taps for beers there and help fill the gap for those looking to wet the whistle. But still, it's not the experience of having a brewery on site.
Right.
And that's a fantastic spot for a brewery. It's right next to the Rivanna River and hiking trails and the RT, the Rivanna Trail. What do you make of this? Anything you want to add? And I appreciate you putting the visuals on screen.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest concern when I heard about it was what's Woolen Mills going to do. I'm sure it's not going to be the death of it or anything, but yeah, there'll be people that was a close trip, and driving all the way out to Ivy is not going to be as.
Oh yeah, they won't go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you change the lower third topic, if you could, put the Woolen Mills impact. If you go the Market Street way to Selvage, my wife and I tried to go to with our boys to Selvage yesterday before going to the Lazy Parrot Grill, and we drove down Market Street to get to Selvage. You'll notice that a lot of the homes on Market Street near the Wool Factory, they don't want the traffic there. There are signs that indicate slow down your speed, and also, interestingly, as you pull into the Wool Factory, if you're going down Market Street, all the way to the end of Market Street, that's how you get to one of the ways you can get to the Wool Factory.
Yeah.
get to Selvage. They were having an oyster fest on Sunday, yesterday. So when we arrived, it was super busy. Our two boys, one of them being 4 months old, we didn't want to wait in the sun for too long, so we ended up going to the Lazy Parrot Grill. The way we went there was down Market Street. Market Street, as you get to the end by the Wool Factory, gets really, really narrow. And frankly, it's a road for houses, for people that live there. It's not really a cut-through road or a road for brewery traffic. As you get closer and closer to the Wool Factory, the signs in front of the homes there say slow down. They are somewhat uninviting, and I can't blame the homeowners because there's traffic and there's kids. I get it. And as you pull into the Wool Factory, there's literally a sign that says, thank you for visiting. Next time you visit the Wool Factory, try the other entrance. And I think the other entrance is on Broadway, I think is what I want to say. So I think there's a portion of the neighborhood that's not a huge fan of the traffic that comes to this location. So they may be breathing a sigh of relief. There also is a portion of the neighborhood that is losing its local watering hole.
Yeah.
I think this is also going to very much, and I truly believe this, I think this is going to even further positively influence the real estate values in the Bel Air Ivy Road corridor. Because now you have potentially an elevated sports bar family restaurant that you did not have, and one of the knocks, if you may, for that corridor is the lack of restaurant diversity. You got a fantastic restaurant in Vivace, fantastic restaurant in Moe's. Foods of All Nations has got a nice little offering. Ivy Provisions has got a nice little offering. Birdwood Grill, but really you don't have a ton of diversity there. So this is an additional restaurant along with Dooners as well. And I want to highlight this because I think this might be near and dear to your heart. I went to... I agree, Kevin. You really have to try to mess up a burger and fries. And these guys do a burger and fries really, really well at Selvage. You should go. You can bring Liza and sit outside, at least in its current spot. They are expecting to move to a new location in the fall of this year. The smash burger with the crinkle cut fries and the house sauce that comes with it is dynamite. And it's extremely affordable. You're talking a smash burger and crinkle cut fries for less than $10. And the beer is good. The New England is very good. Very good. Positive experience. I want to highlight positive experiences on this show. We went to Three Notched for brunch. Queen of Ivy, Kate Schartz is watching. You should be excited. I think this is going to kill it. Queen of Ivy, Kate Schartz. And James Watson, I completely agree. It's a great building. Cars pulling on and off Ivy Road, James Watson says, right there by Bel Air. Maybe a little dangerous when traffic backs up from the light, but yes, this place will crush it. It's going to crush it. Dude, so this is kind of like the area that I run in on a day-to-day basis, especially in the evenings and afternoons. The golfers that are on Birdwood Golf Course, there's so much traffic of golfers that are on Birdwood and the par 3 golf course on the Boar's Head that the golfer traffic alone is going to be a fantastic base of customers for Selvage Brewery. Throw in the golfers that are at Farmington, plus the racket sports players at Farmington and Boar's Head, and you got an amazing base of folks that literally are prioritizing sports in their lives. They're playing golf often, or they're playing tennis and pickleball and squash often. Folks that are playing these sports often are going to be attracted to a food and beverage business that is prioritizing sports television. The current Selvage doesn't have TVs. There's no TVs. That's our one issue with going Selvage now, because we often want to watch a UVA game, and when we go to Selvage at Wool Factory, we know there's no TVs there. It's because it's an event space. They don't want to muck up the event space with televisions. Now they can have TVs. So this is the elevated sports bar we've been talking about on the show waiting to happen. Waiting to happen. This is positive momentum for that whole strip.
Cool.
Very positive momentum. All right, I want to talk more positivity on today's show. If you're looking for a family experience, especially during the daytime hours of the weekend for your family, and you live on the east side of town, eastern Albemarle County, or if you live in the city, or if you don't mind a drive a little bit, Lazy Parrot is it. And people are like, really, Lazy Parrot? Come on, that's more of a bar. That's more like, to rip shots and drink beers and get hammered. And in part, that's true. But during the daytime hours, it is family. There are TVs everywhere. There's outside seating. It is spacious. I think it might have the most TVs for watching sports of any restaurant locally. What can compete with the Lazy Parrot? Anyone for TVs offered.
I've got some outside shots that I'm putting up.
You do? You have them on screen?
They're not
There it is. That's the outside patio expansion. Cassie and Kevin, are you leading the charge here? You guys crushed this. Put some other photos on there. Dude, it was affordable. I ate a meal and had a couple beers. My wife ate a meal and had a couple beers. My kid had a grilled cheese and a chocolate milk. And I think we were out of there after tip, and I tipped well, like $60? $50? I mean, I'm thoroughly impressed with small business owners putting money into their business to expand and offer nothing but positive spotlight on this show for their hard work and the risk that he took there. This is tens of thousands of dollars into this expansion that he did. I would say the top five. What are the top five bars or restaurants for watching sports that have TVs? Lazy Parrot, I bet you, is one. Maybe Boylan Heights is up there. Timberwood Tap House on 5th Street Station is up there. What's the one downtown with the most TVs? Citizen Burger Bar, probably. What has the most TVs in Stonefield? Burton's or Burger Batch, probably. The most TVs in Stonefield. Riverside doesn't have a ton of TVs. I think Lazy Parrot might have the most TVs.
Yeah.
Try it. Family. I think you guys would love it. All right, let's play a little buy or sell. And I'm going to set the stage. And I want your take on this. You've been very talkative today. I know you've had a lot going on today. He's been quite busy this Monday. We're 63 days away from the June primary. The Democratic primary is June 20th. 63 away. Natalie Oshrin, Bob Fenwick, Deshaun Cooper, Michael Payne, Lloyd Snook. 3 spots, 5 people. 2 of the 5 people are incumbents.
Yeah.
3, no one really knows, although folks do remember Bob Fenwick. He served 1 term on council. He's also lost a couple efforts. Buy or sell, Natalie Oshrin can win on June 20th in the Democratic primary.
I think she's got a great chance.
You're buying?
Yeah.
Why are you buying?
I mean, first of all, like I said, seeing that picture with Dave Norris
At the Pippin Hill wedding.
I don't know how much
Circulating on Twitter.
discussion they've had between them, but if she's got his ear and is taking his advice, I would say that helps her greatly. Additionally, as a woman, I think she's gonna garner more of the vote than Fenwick's familiarity with the city's familiarity with his name will garner him, and Deshaun Cooper's relative newness I think will end up hurting him.
Cooper and Oshrin, both unknowns.
Yeah.
Fenwick, a known with baggage.
Yeah.
Bob Fenwick is a known commodity. He's got some baggage with that commodity, with that awareness. Payne and Snook, I think, are slam dunks to get reelected.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to have a problem with any of the...
The third spot is what's curious. Interestingly, there's a very good chance that council will be all male for another 2 years.
There's a
Or
chance.
I don't say
but,
another because right now Leah Puryear replaced Ceta McGill, but there's a chance that council could be male for 2 years if Oshrin does not win.
Right.
McChesney says if Fenwick is in the primary, he won't be on the ballot unless he runs as an independent. Fenwick's running as a Democrat. So Fenwick will be in the Democratic primary on June 20th. Mayor of McIntyre, Bill McChesney. I'm also buying that Natalie Oshrin has a chance to win. I think Natalie Oshrin has to do a very good job between now and June 20th of getting in front of as many people as possible.
Yeah.
If you check out her website, Nat4Seville, and it's the number 4, NAT4, the number, Seville.com, she's got some pretty good platform points.
Yeah, I haven't read the whole thing, but it seemed like she had a pretty good grasp of the topics. So I'm always appreciative of that, rather than just kind of a
Word salad.
word salad.
We've seen word salad from previous candidates in previous elections.
Yeah, and you see it all the time with lots of candidates. In and out of Charlottesville. It's just I think some of them probably don't have solutions and are hoping they'll be backed
Figure
up
out on the
by,
fly.
by people that have answers to those things once they get into office. Others, I think, are just they're more about the shallow surface level appearance, and there's not really a whole lot ticking underneath. So I always appreciate it when a candidate seems like they have actionable ideas.
Does it matter from a looks perspective, actuality, reality, results, whatever you want to call it, however you want to paint it, however you want to lump it? Does it matter having a female on the dais? Is an all-male council a bad look? Is an all-male city council a bad look, viewers and listeners? Because it very well could happen.
That's a tough one. I mean,
When's the last time we've had an all-male city council?
I don't think. See, if I hope most of the people out there should be more interested in
Results,
ability,
good governance.
in merit, rather than tokenism, and so.
That's easy to say.
What's that?
That's easy to say. That's easy to say. I mean, that's the company line. That's the right thing to say. The reality is an all-male council will have a perception that will have people jumping to conclusions. There will be a perception associated with an all-male council. And it would be an all-male council for 2 years. Okay? And an here's a better question. Here's another question for you. Let's say it's Fenwick that wins. Then not only do you have an all-male council, you have an all-male council where 4 of the 5 are white.
Yeah.
I mean, that right there, people will have conversations about that. Because that doesn't speak to diversity, and it certainly doesn't speak to the progress you think the city or we believe that the progress that the city is pursuing or wants to embrace. Who would not call Charlottesville a progressive city? I would call Charlottesville a progressive city. Would you call Charlottesville progressive?
Yeah.
How progressive is Charlottesville if 4 of 5 potentially men on its leadership team are white males? Or does that not matter? It's certainly a talking point and something worth conversating.
It doesn't matter, but it's a loaded question. I mean, it begs the question: should everybody vote for Deshad?
Should what?
Should everybody vote for Mr. Cooper?
You're saying should everyone vote for Mr. Cooper for diversity purposes? Playing devil's advocate with the host right here. I think you should vote for who you
Yeah.
think is the most qualified person to lead this city, regardless of age or race.
Yeah.
Whoever's the most qualified. The
And I hope-
reality is,
and I
though,
hope most other people will be doing that as well.
I totally get that, but the
and I
reality
hope
is,
once
the reality is,
results-
the reality is, there's people that are going to say what I just said. You and I would vote for the most qualified person, and we hope other people will.
Yeah.
If the most qualified person ends up being Bob Fenwick, there's going to be naysayers that say all 5 people are men and 4 of the 5 are white.
Yeah.
Get ready. And I think anyone that makes this run, and my politics are different than all 5, and my politics align with some of the 5 better than others in the 5. Regardless, props to any one of the 5 that are running, because what you're doing takes courage, and it ain't easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're both buying that Natalie Oshrin can win. If you had to rank the 5, how would you rank them in order of likelihood of winning on June 20th? We're 63 days away from knowing this.
I think I'd go Natalie, Bob, and Deshad.
Overall, though, Snook 1, Payne 2,
Yeah.
Natalie 3.
Right.
I would go with yours right there as well. So you and I, if we were betting, people are both saying Oshrin on council,
Yeah.
along with Snook and Payne. That's where right now, 63 days away.
Yeah, unless there's some drastic.
Something comes up between now and then. That's how my money is too. Why not Fenwick? Because the collateral damage? Because of the baggage?
Yeah, I think because of the baggage. I think I don't know. He's also, as you said, a white male. I think if we get any decent number of women and people of color coming out to vote, I just see him getting a smaller percentage of the overall vote if that's the case.
We'll follow it. Crazy times. Crazy times. I would have liked to have seen more depth and diversity with the candidates.
I mean, that's the thing. You can't. Unless somebody wants to run, what are you going to do? Like, say, I'm sorry, Bob, you can't run this time because we don't have enough diversity in our choices.
Look at our state Senate races. Creed Deeds, Sally Hudson, white. State Senate race. Creed Deeds, Sally Hudson, white. You also have council. You have Oshrin, Snook, Payne, Fenwick, white. Deshaun Cooper, African American.
Yeah.
Albemarle County Board of Supervisors. Not a single person of color is running Albemarle County Board of Supervisors. Albemarle County School Board. Not a single person of color is announced for the Albemarle County School Board. Mm-hmm. Delegate race, Bellamy Brown.
Yeah.
Delegate race, Katrina Colson. Kellen Squire, Amy Lawfer, white. Such little diversity this election cycle. Think about it. This election cycle, from a diversity standpoint, only city council and only the delegate race, the one delegate race. None other. None other.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to some comments here. Bill McChesney says, Bob Fenwick may be too fiscally conservative to win.
Wow.
Fenwick lost in 2019, 4 years ago. Fenwick's got August 12th and that vote on the resume. We'll see what happens. McChesney, I appreciate your comment. James Watson says, from a television's standpoint, here are the places with the most TVs. Buffalo Wild Wings, 29 North, Citizen Burger Bar, Boylan Heights, Mellow Mushroom, Ralph Sampson's, Belmont Pizza, Cardinal Hall. Very few places with TVs and good parking. I wish the old Amtrak Wild Wings was still open. James, that's an excellent comment. You can tell he's a sports fan, and you can tell he likes something wet, like a cold beverage. I think Lazy Parrot Grill, I know Lazy Parrot Grill has more TVs than Mellow Mushroom. I know Lazy Parrot Grill has more TVs than Citizen Burger Bar. I know Lazy Parrot Grill has more TVs than Boylan Heights. I know Lazy Parrot Grill has more TVs than Ralph Sampson's. I know Lazy Parrot Grill has more TVs than Belmont Pizza and Cardinal Hall. I do not know if Lazy Parrot Grill has more TVs than Buffalo Wild Wings on 29 North. I've never been to Buffalo Wild Wings 29 North. James said on a different comment, it's between Buffalo Wild Wings, Lazy Parrot, and Boylan Heights. I know they have more than Boylan Heights. I do not know Buffalo Wild Wings. That's a hell of a trivia question. What restaurant in Charlottesville City or Albemarle County, what has the most TVs? Todd Raff says Pro Renata may be on that list. How many do you think Pro Renata has more TVs, James and Todd and Kevin Higgins and Kate and Lisa Costello and Janice Boyce Trevelyan and Bill McChesney and Kevin Higgins and Kevin Yancey and John Blair and Dylan's Rule and Ginny Who? Do you think it? And Vanessa Parkle? Do you think Pro Renata has more TVs than Lazy Parrot Grill? That's a trivia question waiting to happen. What sports bar has the most TVs in Central Virginia?
It also necessitates going out and figuring out the answer to that.
Oh, so the research is going to go watch sports and drink beer and eat wings?
Oh, darn.
South Street. I love South Street. I know that. Todd Raff, thank you for leaving that comment. That's a Bill's Backer Bar, South Street. You're exactly right. I've gone to South Street many times. My wife and I and our boys, we love the cheese curds at South Street and the wonton nachos. They're damn good. But Lazy Parrot Grill has 2x, maybe 3x, maybe 4x the TVs of South Street. Lazy Parrot, put the outside patio photos on. They have TVs on the outside. Did you see the TVs on the outside patio? Can you see them in those photos?
Yeah.
He expanded with TVs all over outside. Dude dropped ducats on screens. There's 3 there. And I think there's 3 on this other side here on the left. It's either Buffalo Wild Wings or LPG. Florence Worley Via. Florence Worley Via is missing the Wild Wings Cafe at the old Amtrak station. I think that may have had more than Lazy Parrot, the Wild Wing Cafe. That place was so dope, Wild Wing Cafe. Wild Wing Cafe had such a good wing bar for lunch, where you could go there for like $5.95 and have all-you-can-eat wings at Wild Wing Cafe.
Damn.
Wild Wing Cafe was one of the best spots to watch basketball and sports and football. On Friday nights, PJ Styles from Hot 1019 would turn the upstairs of Wild Wing Cafe into like a nightclub on Friday nights with like music he was spitting. That spot was so dope. That was one of the first casualties of COVID, was the Wild Wing Cafe.
Yeah.
Chad Ragland's Wild Wing Cafe. Oh, Florence meant Buffalo Wild Wings. Well, Florence, you're all over it. I think it's either Buffalo Wild Wings or LPG. All right, you want to close with anything?
Yeah, I got a couple shout-outs.
Oh, shout-outs.
Yeah. I had lunch at Guajiro's.
Oh, I love Guajiros. We were going to go on
Yesterday.
Saturday. You went yesterday?
Yeah.
Was it
And
so good?
It was incredible. I had taken my parents there one time before.
Did you get photos?
No.
Oh.
And we'd loved it before, but I'd forgotten about some of the really cool stuff. So this time I made sure to get us an order of queso frito.
Oh, so good, right?
And that was a great way to start. All of our meals were great, and I remembered to make sure to finish up with a couple of the pastelitos, which are just amazing. I'd had them before, but I hadn't had them fresh out of the oven, warm. Oh, incredible! And Danilo was
He was there?
was serving us,
Did he recognize you?
and he was perfect.
Did you say hello?
Yeah, I said hello.
Okay.
And my dad was talking to him in Spanish. And my dad, like,
Big Jim Wickower, we love him.
If there are French fries on the menu, my dad will order French fries.
Where do these French fries stack up?
And
Give us the French fries snapshot.
I don't know. I don't know how they stack up compared to other French fries. I didn't have them, but my dad always asks for his fries burnt because he knows he's never going to get them burnt. He just wants them. He just wants them crispy, and it's almost like clockwork everywhere we go. They bring out a normal set of fries, and my dad's like, "Can I get these crispy?" And
If you see Big Jim Wickower, burn the fries.
They came out perfect. So that was awesome.
Uh,
So kudos to those guys. And here's my second kudos, and it's crazy because it happened at Guajiros. My mom brought up the thing with Rahal asking the city for money, and I said, "Oh, that's there's this whole we did this whole thing on Rory Stolzenberg, his tweet." And so I'm telling my parents, I'm like, "Yeah, Rory's like really smart, but he's also really sarcastic."
Rory Stolzenberg getting some props on the program right now.
Yeah,
Hold on, let me. Should I tag Rory on Twitter, on the Twitters first, on the
If
Twitter
you want
feed?
to.
Okay.
But here's the crazy thing. All of a sudden, this guy turns around, sitting right at the table next to us, and says, "I'm Rory Stolzenberg."
No way! He was there?
And I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" And I put my hand out and I shook his hand, and I'm like, "Hey!" And
Who was he there? Was he there with his girlfriend?
I don't know who he was there with, but he chatted a little with my parents and
What did he have to say?
described the situation, and he said that we kind of threw him under the bus.
We did? How did we throw him under the
I
bus?
said we did.
How did we throw him
I
under
said
the bus?
same thing. I was like, "Look, I'm just responding to things as I hear them."
Because
And,
he's saying we brought up the tweet that talked about him calling out Tomas Rahal of Quality Pie.
maybe.
And by us discussing that tweet, it threw him under the bus?
Yeah, or maybe just our reaction to it threw him under
No
the bus.
way.
I don't know.
Rory, I
But-
was fair with that.
But he didn't look particularly broken up over it.
Of course
And-
not. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Okay, Rory Stolzenberg. He's a planning commissioner, Charlottesville City. You are getting some props right now from J-Dubs on the I Love Seville VA show. So let me understand something.
Mm-hmm.
You're at Guajiros on Sunday.
Yeah.
You're enjoying a little Cuban cuisine.
Oh, we also got the
Big Jim Wickower goes in there and says, "I want my French fries burnt." Okay?
something like that. I didn't understand the Spanish.
You get the fried cheese appetizer.
Oh yeah.
The conversation starts circling around. Some pleasantries, some weather talk, some family chitter chatter, and next thing you know,
Something like
you're
that.
having a conversation about Rory Stolzenberg.
Yeah.
And you're talking about Rory, giving him props,
I'm looking.
talking about quality pie.
I'm looking for his tweet.
Literally talking about the tweet that was the conversation for a couple days on this show that was on the front page of the newspaper
Yeah.
about him calling out Tomas of Quality Pie and some of his zoning stances Tomas has had in the past.
Yeah.
And Rory turns around and says, "I'm Rory Stolzenberg."
Yeah.
That literally happened.
And I wasn't sure if he recognized me or not, so I stuck my hand out. shook
Did
his
he
hand.
recognize you?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And
Of course he recognized you.
And I got to give him props because
Very recognizable guy.
he's a
He's
cool,
a likable guy.
cool, likable, laid back guy.
Yeah.
He
We don't have to agree with everything he
talked to
says.
he talked to my parents. He explained the situation from his perspective, and
Did he overhear you talking about the tweet?
I mean, we hadn't said a whole lot. He probably overheard me saying that he was a smart guy and very sarcastic.
That's hilarious. It's such a small world.
Yeah.
7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, the 5 degrees of Rory Stolzenberg. Judah Wickower. Guajiros, Julian Freeman says, "Curtis and I just left Guajiros. Julian Freeman and Curtis Shaver are going to have the wedding of the year.
Awesome.
I cannot wait to attend. Guajiros is the bomb. You got the fried cheese?
Got the fried
The fried cheese cubes are ridiculously good. The
They
coffee's ridiculously good.
and
The
they
Cuban
and the
sandwich is
sauce
good.
They come with, it's like, I don't even know what it is. It's like a honey something sauce. It was delicious.
The fried plantains are really good. Here's a trivia
And I
question
got,
for you.
And I got what is it? The frozen iced cafe con leche.
Oh, so good.
It was amazing. Didn't even need to add any sugar to it.
So
Perfect.
good. Julian, love when you watch the show, exclamation point. Send a comment to Jules. I just texted it to Jules on. Trivia question for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Name the last 2 restaurants to operate in the Guajiros location.
Last 2 restaurants operate. I don't even. I think one of them was. What is it? L'Etoile Verte? Is that what it is?
L'Etoile was one of them. Judah Wickhauer's got one. He's for one, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you
Do you
know what
think
that
Judah
means?
Wickhauer's going to get the other one right? Yes or no? Do you think Judah Wickhauer's going to get the other one right? You got one. L'Etoile was one. There was one between L'Etoile and Guajiros that operated in that location. Viewers and listeners, does this guy look at the screen, look at Judah's face? He's thinking, he's pensive. Is he going to get this right?
I don't think I even have the slightest idea.
All right, your time is running out. What was the other restaurant? I will give you a hint. Gosh, this is not a great hint to give. The owner of this restaurant is no longer alive.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't think that helps me.
This type of restaurant prioritized its wine list. That's a second hint. Prioritize wine list.
Did it start with a C?
It did not start with a C. It did not start with
I
a
have
C.
no idea, and I don't think that would have helped me anyways.
This type of restaurant moved from another location in Albemarle County to this location for its 2.0 iteration. This restaurant previously was located in the shops of Stonefield. Come on.
Really?
I know you can do this. It was previously located in the shops of Stonefield before shutting down in Stonefield and reopening on West Main Street. You got this. I know you can do this.
Before Guajiros moved in there?
Yes. And after L'Etoile.
Something they closed? I have no idea.
Does anyone know? Janice Boyce Trevilian, it is not Continental Divide. It is not Continental
No,
Divide.
that's still there and has been for a while.
Continental Divide is still there. That's a good guess, though. Ah, Olivia Branch. Olivia Branch is so smart. Parallel 38. Olivia, you looked fantastic in your hat for Garden Week. I very much enjoy seeing the photography that you post on your Facebook page, Queen of Keswick, Olivia Branch. Parallel 38, the last 2 restaurants to operate in the Guajiros location, Parallel 38 and L'Etoile. A lot of people said that location was cursed. The Guajiros brothers are saying otherwise. We tried to go there on Saturday. We went to brunch at 3 Notched instead with the boys. We tried to go to Guajiros instead. On Saturday, we drove by Guajiros. The line was wrapped outside the door down West Main.
Well, we got lucky. It wasn't. There was a little wait, but it wasn't too bad. Harvey was.
Love Harvey. Harvey Mayorga.
Harvey was making it work, back and forth, back and forth.
He's the man.
I pointed him out to my parents, but he was too busy to stop.
Julian
Harvey
Freeman also got P38, Parallel 38.
Those guys work hard. I think they've earned every bit of
Success.
success.
100%.
Guajiros has.
You know the only thing I want from Guajiros, can we do a different lower third? Because we're not talking about that. I don't know what lower third you can put up there. Maybe just our names.
Just take it off.
Maybe just our names. Curtis Shaver got it right too, Parallel 38. Aren't you next to Jules right now, Curtis? She said Parallel 38. Are you looking at her paper and cheating on the test and looking across the aisle on her desk for the answer, Curtis? Is that what you're doing over there? Good to see you, my friend. The only thing that I want from Guajiros, and this is a compliment. I wish they were open for dinner. They close for dinner. Mm-hmm. They stay open for brunch and lunch and breakfast. and breakfast is served. Oh, he's mowing the lawn. Curtis is mowing the lawn. I love that photo that you posted, Jules, on Facebook of Curtis with the fro with the lightsaber next to his package over there. That was freaking hilarious. It's not open for dinner.
Right. That is a shame.
It's not a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It's a shame for us, but we understand why they don't do it. They're so busy, and it's a staffing thing. They need a break to be with their families.
Yeah.
All right, that's today's talk show. We hope you enjoyed it. What did you take? Anything you learned today? I think you would like the Cassie Delight at Lazy Parrot.
The what?
The Cassie Delight. It's on a pretzel bun. A good
Cassie?
Cassie Delight, yeah. And you know, my wife makes this comment. She goes, "Where do you find a good bacon, egg, and cheese on a hard roll?"
I hate hard rolls.
I love hard rolls. Why? Because they scratch the roof of your mouth? It hurts the roof of your mouth? Is that why?
No, because when you take a bite, like everything squeezes out the back. Unless, of course, they're smart, and I've never found a place that is.
They don't cut all the way through.
And they wrap the thing in butcher paper.
Okay, you on the butcher paper kick again. They don't have to cut the hard roll all the way through, so it kind of makes a pita on the back of the hard roll that can absorb everything.
If it actually works that way, that's great. But
I love the butcher paper idea. Don't get me wrong. The butcher paper idea is a brilliant idea. You love the butcher paper idea.
It was, whenever I've seen it used, it's amazing because it catches all, especially if you've got something like a chili burger. You end up with, like, leftover chili,
Yeah,
cheese.
the
It's
good
awesome.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Give me a back on a hard roll. Someone
what?
do a back on a hard roll. Bacon, egg, and cheese. It's
Oh.
bacon, B, egg, E, cheese, C, back.
Yeah. I mean, you know what they say.
What? No, I don't know what they say. What do they say?
They say,
Normally when you say that, hey, you know what they say.
You know
You
what they
then
say.
say what they say.
well, I thought about it and I was like, it's going to go over most people's heads.
You haven't closed with your Yiddish drop yet. Can we close with a Yiddish mention? And then we'll get out of here. You're going to the Clifton for a photo shoot today.
Yeah, I know. Yiddish. I'm trying to think of something that I haven't.
For Ginny Who on Twitter. Give her a little Yiddish. Dylan's Rule, hello.
Let's see. Good Yiddish. I think I already told you guys Shayna Madel.
What?
Shayna Madel.
Come again?
Shayna Madel
What does that mean?
means little princess.
Ooh, you're calling me Little Princess?
I didn't call you little princess.
Who is Shayna Mail?
What?
Sounds like a lady of the night that's working at like Buster's in Oklahoma City.
Shayna Madel. Pretty girl or a well-behaved girl?
Who are you calling Shayna Mail?
I'm not calling anyone Shayna Madel.
Oh, is that your
Ask
Yiddish
me
drop?
for Yiddish.
Oh, that's your Yiddish drop. Okay. Well, I thought you would use it like in the course of closing the show or something. All right, so what's the exact phrase right there? Shayna Madel? How do I say the last word?
Madel.
Madel.
Yeah, Madel.
Like Shania Twain? Shania Madel? Shayna Madel.
Kind of.
Okay. All right, well, you're no Shayna Madel.
And neither are you.
So long, everybody. That's the Monday edition of the I Love CVille show for Judah Wickower. My name is Jerry Miller. I am no Shayna Madel. Neither are you.
My aunt named one of her dogs that.
Your aunt named one of her dogs Shayna Madel, Little Princess?
All of her dogs had Yiddish names.
The lead of tomorrow's show should be your aunt's Yiddish dog names.
All right.
Okay, we're going to write that down?
I'll hold off.
The lead of tomorrow's show, your aunt's Yiddish dog names.
That's going to be the lead.
Well, it should be somewhere on the show. Make sure it's in the PTI tomorrow, in the rundown tomorrow. Are we still on the show?
Yeah.
The show is still on?
Yeah.
Okay, can you please make sure that is in the Facebook, in the rundown? Your aunt's, she has 5 of them?
No. I don't know.
One of your relatives has 5 dogs.
Really?
You said that on the show.
Okay.
Doesn't your grandma have like 5 dogs, or your aunt? Who's the one that brings the business card to the bar with her liquor
That was my
order?
grandmother, but she never had any pets.
Do you have any females in your family with 5 dogs?
I don't know. I don't know how many dogs my aunt has. Some of them have passed away.
That might be your homework.
All right.
All right.
Have a good afternoon, everyone.